Hi, my name is Robert Emery, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an egg pasta dough. We're going to take that dough and turn it into fettuccine. So for this recipe, there's only 2 ingredients you need. First is unbleached all-purpose flour, 2 cups or 10 ounces. Second is 3 eggs beaten. Special equipment that you're going to need for this recipe are a food processor fitted with a stainless steel blade and a pasta machine. In this case, we're using the KitchenAid pasta machine. So to begin, we're going to add the flour to the food processor. Secure the top. We're going to pulse gently for about 30 seconds to aerate the flour. After the flour is nice and aerated, go ahead and add the egg. We're going to process until it forms a shaggy, loose ball. If your dough turns out a little too dry, add water a half teaspoon at a time. If it turns out a little too wet, add flour about a tablespoon at a time until it forms a nice ball. So make sure you get together all of the little pieces, and we're going to turn it out onto our floured work surface. We're going to knead it, but only for about 1 or 2 minutes. As you're kneading, incorporate flour as needed to make sure it's not too sticky. The purpose of kneading is to ensure that our pasta is perfectly chewy. Kneading elongates gluten strands that ultimately give us that perfect chewiness. Many recipes call for 10 to 15 minutes of kneading. Since we use the food processor, that cuts some of that kneading time down. So after you've kneaded the dough for about 1 to 2 minutes, we're going to cover it with plastic wrap tightly and set it aside for about 15 minutes. This allows the dough to relax and get ready for our next step, which is rolling out. To do this, I'm going to cut off about 1/6 of the dough ball. Keep the remainder tightly wrapped so it doesn't dry out. We're going to take the 1/6 of the dough ball and form it into a disc. Now I fitted the KitchenAid with the rolling attachment set on the widest setting. Get a towel ready to lay out the sheet once we're done rolling it out. So once you've formed your segment into a disc, I'm going to go ahead and turn the pasta machine on the low setting and on the widest setting of width, and carefully feed it through the roller. So now we're going to go ahead and do a step called laminating. To do this, fold the dough in on itself and press down to seal. Then roll it through the roller one more time on the widest setting. You're going to do this a total of 3 times. Laminating the dough helps give us an even rectangular sheet of pasta that's ideal for cutting. And one more time. So after the 3rd time, we're going to run it through on the widest setting one more time without folding it over this time. Next, we're going to decrease the width and continue to put it through the roller. Ultimately, we want to have a sheet of pasta that is just thin enough to where you can start to see your hand through the dough. On the KitchenAid, that's about the 5 or 6 setting. If the dough gets a little too wet or becomes a little too sticky, add some flour, lightly dust it with flour, and run it through again. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut this sheet in half to make it more manageable. And as you roll out your sheets, place them on a clean towel and cover with a damp cloth until you're finished rolling out the rest of your pieces. So now we're going to switch out the attachment to the cutting attachment. Since today we're using fettuccine, I'm going to do the fettuccine attachment. Again, turn the setting on low. We're going to go ahead and cut out our pasta. So as you cut your sheets, dust the noodles lightly with flour to keep them from sticking, and then set aside until you're ready to use them for your recipe. And there you have it, fresh fettuccine pasta.